Hey you! Are you a second-class guitar player? You've grown up and your dreams of rock superstardom didn't pan out as expected? Yeah, big shock. It turned out that way for the most of us. And chances are you're not a doctor or a lawyer either. You work hard for a living, and there's no shame in that. It just sucks that all your hard work goes toward making somebody else rich. But it also means you're too smart to fall for marketing BS. No Klon Centaur or Dumble amp for you. Now, for all of us second-class guitar players out there, there's Epiphone. You know, Gibson's inferior budget import brand? Except this Epiphone Dave Mustaine V is certainly not budget priced at $1,400. And taking a closer look at things, it's definitely not inferior either.
You know, and am I happy being number 2? No.
Well, Dave, for whatever my opinion is worth, your music has never been second best. Oh man, almost got that one. Still needs just a little bit of work. But regardless, I really like the way how this guitar plays. I really like the way how it feels when I'm sitting here with it. And there should be no issue using it for long recording sessions because it's quite comfortable. All right, I forgot the rest of it there. This guitar ships in a hardshell case and it's very protective, so it arrived in great shape. And on first inspection, I couldn't find any flaws. But let's be real here, because it says Epiphone, it will never, ever, ever, ever be as good as a Gibson, even if it does have better paint. You see, because you didn't get financially raped by the almighty G, you're just not good enough. At least that's in the eyes of every vintage guitar collector out there exploiting gullible morons who'll pay $5,000 for an overdrive pedal or $30,000 on a 1962 guitar that won't stay in tune for shit, but Eric Clapton farted on it, so obviously it's worth a fortune. Same thing with the Mustaine V. If it doesn't have the word Gibson on the headstock, it ain't worth shit.
If you don't have funzo, you're nothing.
Now, of course, I was actually dumb enough to buy a Gibson Mustaine V last year, and I have never been so pissed off about a guitar purchase in my life. Quite frankly, I felt ripped off. The setup sucked and the paint was amateur level. Now with this Epiphone, I'm not feeling any of that regret or anger. Yeah, at $1,400, it is not cheap, but it looks like somebody actually gave a shit about this before packing it up and sending it off to the retailer. And playing it, it really does give you that authentic Dave Mustaine experience. Hello, me. Meet the real me. In my misfits way of life. Dave, if you're watching, hey, massive respect. I truly love your songwriting, especially on the MD45 record where you had Lee Ving do the vocals. Now, this isn't the only new V I've had on the show. I've recently had another signature guitar come in from none other than Dave's replacement in Metallica, Kirk Hammett. Now, Kirk's guitar comes with Carina wood and EMG bone breakers. I mean, just listen to these massive tonal differences. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I think Kirk's guitar is just a slight bit easier to play. But at $1,800, it's even more overpriced than the Epiphone, and the color choices on Kirk's guitar are just plain cringe-inducing. However, I'm just splitting hairs at this point. Both these guitars play excellent. It really comes down to aesthetics more than anything. And on a related note, if you are enjoying the tone on this episode, I'm running through the Clairvoyant amp sim from Modern Metal Songwriter, this episode's sponsor. They've just updated a version 1.1 and added in all kinds of tweaks and enhancements, and best of all, it's on sale for only 69 bucks. It works great just out of the box, so you can spend your time creating great songs instead of endlessly tweaking your amp sim and wondering why the hell it doesn't sound good. Just drop it on your guitar tracks and you will get results like this without having to learn engineering. $69 for a great metal tone without having to mess around. Oh, hell yeah. Go check out Clairvoyant at the Modern Metal Songwriter site. They've even got a free trial, so hit the link in the description below. Okay, let's check out the specs on the Epiphone V. It's got 24 frets and a 24.75-inch scale, a Graphtec nut, which is a personal favorite of mine, a set neck, and a polyurethane finish, which makes it far superior to the craptacular nitrocellulose finish you'll find on the much more expensive Gibson version of this guitar. Any claims as to the tonal superiority of nitrocellulose have yet to be backed up by any kind of evidence whatsoever, as I've yet to find even a single frequency response graph out there on the subject. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence, and this is what we've got so far. Now, the guitar does have wood, and it's got some pickups. One of them even has Dave's signature on it. But that's all going to mount to jack shit tone-wise as soon as we put gain on the signal. Remember, we're playing Megadeth and not Wham. Oh, hold on. We're supposed to be playing metal on this show. Right, one sec. Can you put a price on paint? Yes, actually you can. It's $13.99. Now, about this Flying V string plate, here's my biggest issue with the guitar. Not only does it look a little bit goofy, check out the added resonance. Yeah, the sound kind of goes on and on and on, so you're definitely going to want to stuff some foam or something under the strings here. Otherwise, this guitar is going to create an awful lot of extra sound when you don't want it to. I mean, seriously, did anybody try playing this guitar with any kind of gain on it before approving this design? Fortunately, it's an easy fix, but seriously, it's just kind of dumb. But what about clean tones, Glenn? Okay, fine. For all of you who insist on writing pointless 6-minute intros on the clean channel, here's the clean tone. There! Are you fucking happy? I played some cleans! Of course, the really big question is, how well does it squeal? Let's give it the no more tears test. Ah! All right, that's what I'm talking about. Right on. You know, I've been working on that one about as long as I can remember. It's so nice to be able to get it so easily. That's a testament to a good design. Now, I'm extremely excited to review this guitar because I am a huge Megadeth fan. I've been to many Megadeth shows, but never actually seen Metallica. Probably because they've been consistently disappointing me since 1990, whereas Megadeth has managed to put out some real bangers between then and now. I first saw Megadeth in Toronto opening for Judas Priest during the Painkiller tour, and Megadeth had just put out Rust in Peace. Man, what a show that was! And I most recently have the privilege of being invited to see Megadeth at Tokyo's legendary Budokan. What a fantastic show. Marty Friedman jumped on stage and did 3 songs, and I was even invited backstage, where I got to meet everyone in the band but Dave. Well, I really can't blame the guy because he had just played one of the biggest shows of his life, and he probably had far more important things to do rather than hang out with me. But everybody in the band was super cool, and it was so nice to meet everybody.
Fuck you, man.
So I say this from the bottom of my heart to everybody in the Megadeth crew. I am utterly grateful, and thank you so much for your hospitality. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's get a strap on this thing. and do a balance test. Okay, feels like just a slight bit of neck dive, but there's nothing really to get worried about. It's definitely not like an SG where you've got to be on top of it at all times. This actually stands pretty comfortably with no real issues. Great job, Epiphone. So finally, let's do the 5-star breakdown. Packing. I give it 5 stars. The guitar arrived in great shape with no issues. The hardshell case does a fantastic job of protecting this instrument, although it's a bit on the large side.
If you say that's what she said one more time, I'm gonna pop you.
Setup. 4 stars. Now the action on this guitar is just a tiny bit on the high side, so I'm gonna have to do a couple of minor adjustments to make the guitar more comfortable to play. By way of comparison, my Spectre SLS Evil Twin came ready to play right out of the box and I didn't have to change anything. But still, this guitar here is miles ahead of the I don't get paid enough to give a fuck setup that I got on the original Gibson Mustaine V. Components, 3 stars. We've got Grover tuners on this, which is good, but they're not locking tuners, which is fucking bullshit. The $899 Epiphone Prophecy V ships with Grover locking rotomatics, yet the more expensive Mustaine version ships with inferior tuners. Like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea? The pickups are absolutely fine as they're just wires wrapped around magnets after all, so there's no voodoo here. But this V plate has got to go. It looks dumb and it sounds even worse. Fit and finish, 3.5. Now the paint on this guitar is flawless. They did an absolutely wonderful job and I can't find anything to complain about on that front. However, the frets seem a bit scrubby in the bends, like there's some extra friction on them that I'm not finding on my new Kirk Hammett LTDV. Not sure if the frets need to be polished a bit more. That's probably a question for Phil McKnight or Trogley. The tone knob also has an issue where it's rubbing against the body when turning it and it doesn't rotate freely like it should. Now, I get it, these are minor issues, but considering the asking price of $1,400, Epiphone should step the fuck up and get it right. Overall rating, 3.75 stars. I'm much happier with the Epiphone over the original Gibson Dave Mustaine V. It's got a thinner neck, unlike the Gibson baseball bat, and the paint was done by actual professionals rather than a bunch of toddlers set loose in Gibson's paint shop with a box of finger paints. But at $1,400, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This guitar is severely overpriced. Unless you're a die-hard Megadeth fan, which I'll admit I am, go get a Prophecy for $899 instead of this one. That is a fantastic instrument without the goofy V-shaped string plate, and it comes with locking tuners. And best of all, you'll save yourself $500. If you want to see more, you can check out my review on the Gibson Mustaine V here, and you can check out my review on the Epiphone Prophecy down here as well. Thanks for watching, and until next time, let's make some great music together.